Get through the ball. What does that mean? What, through it? Through it? Does it mean just hit it harder? Deceleration. Didn't hit it hard enough. This week's video is about follow through, the myth of follow through, and how copying off Ronnie Sullivan is a bit pointless. Right, so why is it not important? Well, basically, when you hit the white ball, your tip is in contact with the ball for such a small amount of time. And I think the only thing that makes, there's a little variable, I think the only thing that makes a difference is what pace you hit it. But I'm going to show you today how it's in contact with the white for such a small amount of time. After about that much, the rest is just irrelevant. So I'm going to show you 3 videos. One with I hit the ball quite hard. The other one very slow pace, and the other one I do a massive long follow through, drop my elbow, and you'll see that they're both very similar. This first shot is a slow hit, and you'll see when my tip gets to the baulk line, the ball's gone. So that's like an inch. You see, gone. So follow through doesn't matter there. This is a harder hit, quite hard, and you'll see again the tip's not in contact with the ball for much longer. So there we go, gone again. And this one, I put a really good long follow through to see if it makes any difference, which we know it won't. And you'll see again, as soon as the tip hits the white, it's gone within an inch. So in theory, 2-inch follow through, you can play any shot. There you go, it's gone. So don't need to drop your elbow, do you? So we know how Ronnie Sullivan drops his elbow, and there's a lot of people that have come to me or I've heard saying that he gets a lot of spin on because he drops his elbow. But obviously, looking at those videos, it's obvious that it's impossible. The ball has gone by then. Don't get me wrong, it looks amazing, and obviously when you're watching play, you know, it looks like just so nice to watch. The way he just drops his elbow, great. But as far as somebody emulating and trying to copy that, it's probably not going to do any favors really, because apart from the aesthetics of it, because the shot, I mean, when a lot of people, what a lot of people do is they'll try and drop their elbow, trying to get more power. And what they do, if you watch Ronnie, he hits his chest, then drops his elbow. But what they ended up doing is dropping their elbow before they get to the chest, which means that the tip doesn't hit the required or the point on the white that they're aiming at. Then the shot, the shot doesn't work. I think sometimes they'll say, "Well, I get more spin on when I sort of drop my elbow," and I think correlation doesn't necessarily mean causation. And I think what's happening there is not because of the follow through; it's because they're throwing their arm at it. They're actually just hitting the ball harder, so they get more spin on. But it's got nothing to do with the follow through. I mean, the reason all the players can get a lot of spin on is not follow through; it's the timing. Post coming soon about timing. There's loads of examples of players that have arguably got more power than Ronnie O'Sullivan. You've got people like Trump, Neil Robertson, and they're all right. I mean, when it comes to like Trump, if follow through had any impact on where the white goes, then he'd be bang in trouble, because we all know watching Drud, he starts over here and ends up over there. But what he does on the way past the white, he catches the right point of the white, sends it on its way, and then ends up over here. But because he's caught that right point in the white, he makes the shot. So in theory, I mean, if you got a robot that could just follow through sort of that much, you could play any shot, any screw shot. You just need to make sure that if you need a lot of spin, you need to be going quite fast when you hit the white. So if you could get a robot just to stop like that, and it was going with the correct speed, you get all the spin on you want. Obviously, as human beings, we can't do that. The momentum just takes us further, and for us to try and stop earlier would mean we probably don't hit it hard enough. But like I say, it's got nothing to do with the fact that you go through further or less because the ball's gone by then. So what's the message in this video? Again, I think a lot of this stuff that you hear, terms like get through the ball and decelerating. I mean, I think that can be a bit misleading, and people are a bit obsessed with accelerating through the ball, because if you see that the tip's not in contact with the ball for long enough to really know whether you're getting quicker or slower. I think when people think they decelerated, I think basically they've just not hit it hard enough. Whether the tip, when it makes contact with the white, is getting quicker or slower doesn't really matter, as long as it's going the right speed at the point it hits the white. I mean, people are a bit obsessed with accelerating. I think people have come to me that they've got a quick hit. They can actually probably benefit from trying to decelerate because it slows the hit down, and then they've got a slower hit, which means it's a more controlled strike. But again, like I say, as long as you go in the correct speed when you hit the white, you'll play the shot well. With all these misleading terms, and people are thinking about stuff that they shouldn't really be thinking about, the follow through and all that. Go back to the same thing, like a dog with a bone, I know, but you should be focused on when you've got a technique that you're comfortable with, whatever it looks like, it doesn't matter, as long as you can repeat it, then you can get on with playing the game, and that's focusing on what you should be focusing on. That's part that to get on that. And the more you can think about actually doing that and addressing at the right point of the white and feeling the white and playing the shot, you'll play better snooker. Honestly, you really will. So I hope that was all right. Please, same old, comment below whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Please like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. And yeah, see you soon.